Really? Houndstone with the Pain Split. Let's talk about the new moves given to old Pokemon in the Indigo Disk DLC. Will they be viable? Let's find out. And after the first few Pokemon, we have Temper Flare, Dragon Cheer, Alluring Voice, Psychic Noise, Upper Hand. Okay, so we also need to kind of get a refresher on the new moves that were introduced just in general for Pokemon and as TMs and stuff. I don't know if they're going to be that viable because Hard Press is Ring Out, but Ring Out got removed for being so useless. Now, it was a normal special move that wasn't given to normal special attackers, which makes sense, but we'll see like how Hard Press ends up playing out. Dragon Cheer is doubles. Alluring Voice confuses the target if its stats have been boosted this turn. That, I don't know. We also have Temper Flare, which is move's power is doubled if the previous move failed, so Stomping Tantrum on fire Pokemon, maybe. Psychic Noise, that's actually kind of broken because it's going to cut healing, and there's already like a lot of anti-stall and anti-setup in the game, but that's why you just play Taunt or Encore or Trick or Whirlwind instead. So I don't know if like the 70 base power is actually worth it. We have Supercell Slam, which is jump kick for electric types. Probably the best one, might actually see some usage. And then we have Upper Hand, which is like fake out, but into priority moves. So I don't think those are going to come into play as much. And then we can also see the move pool returns, which can be significant because Curse is a TM. So like some Pokemon just randomly finding Curse and actually being able to use it since it's not a Generation 2 TM anymore, or some kind of like weird outdated move it doesn't get access to, might make it usable. So now, with that set up, we can finally get into it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, share with friends, and comment your thoughts down below. So, Charizard, Scorching Sands is back, but that didn't really do too much. And then, Scald was removed, but then Soft returned, and yeah, like, the Pokemon has to be viable to begin with. Pain Split on the Arbok. It's got, like, Stockpile Pain Split now for the Sustain, but stats are too low. We don't need moveset changes. We need, like, every older Pokemon to get 40 to its base stat total to catch up to all these Legendaries and Paradox Pokemon and Ultra Beasts and stuff. And they need to be, like, a good 40 base stat total increase to even have a chance at being viable. No more Pokemon, like, 100 on the offenses. The 70 power special ground type move definitely busted on the 100 speed 109 special attack Pokemon. Sandslash. I think Sandslash has, like, there's also weird Pokemon just kind of, I'm not going to go through this for all of them, so don't worry, you can watch the video, it'll be safe. Not Alolan, but the thing about it is, like, you look at Golem, and Golem has, like, high defense and stuff, but then low special defense. So even by, like, modern standards, like, 75, 110 is usable on 100 attack. You curse this, and it's alright. But then we see, like, natural just inflation and stat creep to where, oh, a Pokemon will have 80 hit points and 80 special defense with this lineup, so it doesn't immediately die to any special attack, now that all the stats are higher and you're just eating stronger special attacks than you did back in Generation 6 or something. So the viability of the Pokemon just goes down because they don't have all of this stupid power creep in the stats. Alluring Voice on the Clefable. With the Unaware, that's kind of a meme, where it's like, well, they're just going to int anyways by trying to set up into Unaware, and then you confuse them, and that might help you set up. And Alluring Voice is 80 power, so... Oh, yeah, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I do it, but that's too established, don't worry. And Alluring Voice being 80 power means, in some Pokemon, this is just fine to use, especially if, like, it doesn't get the Moonblast, or the Dazzling Gleam is the only other option. So Alluring Voice is just, like, the special thing, where you lose a little bit of power, but maybe you actually, like, Uno reverse an opponent. Not 100% use, but on some Pokemon I can see where it makes sense. Double Edge, Endeavor, Meteor Beam, Psych Up. Psych Up returning, also interesting for strats. Sad, no more Fan Fridays, but that's the thing. Pain Split. I don't think Alolan Ninetales needed Pain Split, because people are just running it bulk to set up their screens and then pull, like, some extra shenanigans. So if it can take a hit, outspeed, chip some damage, get health, and then be a 3-hit KO, that's actually kind of crazy. And then Double Edge, whatever. Wigglytuff, getting the Alluring Voice, getting the Psychic Noise. Does it become some kind of, like, support Pokemon? Maybe. Expanding Force, Pain Split, Psych Up. So this is weird, because you do see a Generation 1 Pokemon. It's like, yeah, I remember it having those things, and then now it has them again, finally. Okay. Venomoth. Psychic Noise. And it's like, if it goes Quiver Dance and it's trying to, like, trade with a Calm Mind Pokemon to Psychic Noise, is that a thing? Sludge Wave is back on the Venomoth. That's really good, just to get that extra power. Maybe Venomoth actually becomes slightly viable. I wonder if it does the Butterfree thing where it's like, sub into tank because schizophrenic anti-setup Japanese meta, then Quiver Dances, and then like Sludge Wave. But then that, again, it shows like Psychic Noise has already been solved for the meta, but Game Freak just hates evasion and hates tanking and hates setup, but then introduces power creep tank setup Pokemon, and now it's just a complete mess that makes no sense on balance. Endeavor Dugtrio. The Endeavor being a thing, because like, yeah, Raichu getting Endeavor back. And Endeavor's new on Dugtrio. That's actually huge. So, Raichu getting Endeavor back. Wolfie... It still means Wolfie cheated back in 2016, and I don't really see any point of justifying it, but that's just kind of funny. And Wolf Glick is still knowingly using hacked Pokemon in modern VGC. So yeah, Wolfie once a cheater, always a cheater, but this is just kind of funny to see regardless. Dugtrio with the new Endeavor. I mean, usually wants to Focus Sash, so this makes sense. This is actually a good addition if it gets the chance, where it's like, yes, Earthquake, Sucker Punch, Focus Sash, Trade, and then being able to cut an opponent to 1 is a steep 1-for-1 plus. Or you can also do, like, take out a tank in a really weird way with it, where if Dugtrio is at 1 hit points, switches out, the opponent starts setting up, Dugtrio comes in, outspeeds Endeavors on the 1 hit points. You now have like an opportunity to sack off the Dugtrio and then take out the Pokemon that has +6 in defenses because it's at 1 hit points. Stats don't matter at that point. Curse? That's a thing, maybe. I don't think there's a world where it's like Dugtrio comes in, Arena Trap, Curse, Shenanigans, Scorching Sands, Sludge Wave. Throat Chop is kind of neat, but I think the Sucker Punch is just better. And Dugtrio also just always has like Fissure Shenanigans. Alolan Dugtrio is kind of its own thing. Endeavor. So yeah, we're just kind of like, there's going to be a lot of trends, but maybe the Pokemon it's on kind of matters if there's Sash Angle, something like that. Arcanine. Curse being back on Arcanine. That's like a meme, right? Because it was only Gen 2 Curse, and it didn't really exist as a thing. But Arcanine being able to like sit on defense and get that behind the Intimidate, and it also can Morning Sun, that's scary. I don't think Temper Flare has like viability though, because we didn't really see it with the Stomping Tantrum that much, where it's like, oh, I miss Fissure and then go for a Stomping Tantrum to try to bring back the 1-hit KO. What Fire-type move is going to fail? Oh no, my Will-O-Wisp failed. Temper Flare it is. Doesn't make sense. Psych Up, Upper Hand Poliwrath. Kind of neat, but like, I'm just thinking like, fighting Pokemon with Upper Hand, but Poliwrath doesn't do anything after that. Hard Press on the Golem. The Hard Press is Steel, so you're not getting that stab goodness. Supercell Slam on the Alolan Golem. It lost Return Galvanize, so that doesn't make up for it. Psychic Noise Slowbro makes sense. Expanding Force, that's a thing. Galarian Slowbro with the Double Edge doesn't work. Expanding Force Galarian Slowbro, just kind of like quick drawing might be interesting. Pain Split on the Muck, it needs it sustained. So like, yeah, Muck got everything back that it needed. And then you think, wait, Muck was in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and you could transfer in Alolan Muck, and it just never got any play ever. That's because it needs the sustain, so the Pain Split can be significant, or maybe it's already just that power crept. Gengar Psychic Noise. Does that matter? I mean, like, but the problem is Gengar isn't fast anymore. So Gengar outspeeds Psychic Noise into like a tank recovery, and then it turns into a 2-shot with a Shadow Ball. That's not happening. But I guess it's slightly possible now. Curse Electrode, Curse Hisui Electrode, Supercell Slam on a special attacker. So this is just like moveset filler, not even like deliberate, hey, we're making it viable now. Evolutions with the Alluring Voice. I wonder if Anti-Stall, Tank Stall, Vaporeon can do something with the Whirlpool. Maybe. Hard Press Snorlax, like Terra Steel Hard Press after Curse. And they just gamble on the one-shot. That could be interesting. Feather Dance Articuno. That's actually crazy. Nothing else really matters than Expanding Force, Psychic Noise on Galarian Articuno, Supercell Slam on the Zapdos. No Supercell Slam on Galarian Zapdos though, just to have it maybe. Endeavor, Coaching, Throat Chop. I don't see anything there, Temper Flare. So yeah, like some Pokemon's like, oh, it actually got a thing, and others not. You're still terrible. Mew just getting all the new moves it can. Endeavor, Scorching Sands, Temper Flare, Throat Chop. I guess Scorching Sands because Typhlosion's coverage is notoriously terrible. Endeavor on the Furret, it's not like it's going Tidy Up and then one-shotting things. And like, yeah, so it's like Tidy Up, Get Hit, Focus Sash, Endeavor. But then like you're just a 1-for-1 maybe-ish. Right? You're not even a 1-for-1. You're 1 for 99%. And then you don't have like the crazy one-shot potential. Some Pokemon can fear with it now, I guess. That's weird. Breaking Swipe, Dragon Cheer, Endeavor, Meteor Beam, Supercell Slam. Ampharo's getting so much and it meaning nothing. Alluring Voice Azumarill doesn't matter. Psych Up Politoed is just straight up new? I thought I had it back in the day. Okay. That's doubles. So we have Psychic Noise on the Espeon. Problem is, the stat creep just kind of makes it to where the 70 power from an Espeon isn't scary enough to even scare, like, tanky Pokemon, and Espeon's frail. So maybe they're, like, slightly set up enough to just hurt the Espeon too much. Having the option is cool, but at least Psychic Noise isn't viable. I'm tired of how much Game Freak hates tanks and setup. So it's too risky to just kind of always throw out there. Maybe some Pokemon, like, really excel with it, but I haven't seen anything too crazy. Slowking maybe just uses Psychic Noise. If it's going like Calm Mind, Iron Defense, Scald, Psychic Noise. I think it just like completely lost Scald even in even in the TL Mask. But, you know, ideas like that, where instead of the Psychic that's there to do 40%, it's the Psychic Noise for 30% and it cuts off a tank. Now, Scizor, Hard Press. Like, do you Agility Scizor and then just one-shot everyone with a Hard Press? That's damage. There might be something there. Heracross gets things. Scorching Sands, Temper Flare, Magcargo, Pain Split. Magcargo's always been like a really surprisingly defensively tanky Pokemon. So I mean, Scorching Sands is nice on it. Pain Split is nice on it, but it never did anything with those. Delibird with the Endeavor. That's interesting on Fear. Feather Dance can be supportive. Like, we watched Delibird work a couple of times back in Generation 6 Fan Fridays. It can catch you. It's got that Destiny Bond, and now it can Endeavor and do extra stuff with that. Endeavor, Pain Split, Houndoom, Temper Flare. Destiny Bond, Temper Flare, Houndoom. Slightly better. It only works once, though. Like, I got punked by Houndoom once. I don't even remember if I lost that battle, but I was just like, ha, Houndoom easy. Destiny Bond, and I lose my ace Pokemon. Oh, never mind. But then I've seen, like, Houndoom 3 times since then, and I never fall for the Destiny Bond again. So, it works once, and Temper Flare makes it work slightly better that one time. Actually, no, slightly better if people actually read it. Meh. Alluring Voice Blissey, though. That's actually kind of neat to get that confusion snowballing. Tyranitar with Hard Press is interesting. It goes like Terra Steel and one-shot something. Is there an angle there? I don't know. Tyranitar is a good Pokemon. Breaking Swipe, maybe doubles. Muddy Water, that doesn't do anything. Endeavor, Mightyena. Man, I don't know how to feel about all of this stuff, because, like, yeah, we're just at the end of Generation 2 now. Alluring Voice, Psychic Noise on the Gardevoir. It gets what you expect it to get. Pain Split, Expanding Force, Psych Up, Triple Axle. So there's kind of like the older stuff you're used to on the Gardevoir, but it hasn't really been super crazy viable. Breloom is fine as is, though. That's funny. Hariyama, Coaching, Curse, Upper Hand. Like, Hariyama with the upper hand makes sense with, like, how it usually fake outs and stuff. Double Edge, Throat Chop, Curse Hariyama. Endeavor, Volbeat, Illumise. That's on Prankster. Also, Psych Up is back. That's cool. Every time I see Psych Up, I'm like, man, I'm so upset at Game Freak for still not giving us battle replays. Come on! Like, was it just an impossible tech to implement on the Nintendo Switch somehow for some reason? I don't get it, and I don't understand. Also, I don't want to just, like, start skipping Pokemon, because maybe we find something. Or maybe, like, someone wanted to know about something that's going on here, but I'm not seeing it. I think just, like, skip over everything almost, and it doesn't, like, we're seeing a trend. Old Pokemon not going to find viability from new moves in 98% of cases. Seviper getting Curse, so that's worse Coil. Got it. Curse Wish Cash, Hard Press on Crawdaunt. I don't know if Hard Press is going to be a thing or not. Like, it actually might, because if it's a bulky Pokemon, hitting a fresh sweeper or just a fresh attacker for 120 potential stab or Terra, that's going to be strong. Alluring Voice Milotic. Maybe. And then it gets stuff. Whirlpool! Oh no, Stall Milotic, actually kind of scary. Dual Wing Beat, Petal Blizzard, Double Edge. Yay, Tropius. The Pokemon everyone wants to see eventually get something and work. Especially now that we have, like, hey, you can Terra off of your 4x weakness. Nope, never happens. Not a thing. Calgradon, nothing. Dragon Cheer, Rayquaza. Great for GS Cup. Infernape gets everything. So Hard Press, Scorching Sands on Torterra. Nah. Coaching, Double Edge, Psych-Up, Scorching Sands, Temper Flare, Throat Chop, Upper Hand, Endeavor. Of course Luxray gets Supercell Slam. And that's like one of the first relevant Supercell Slams we've seen. And Luxray, there's talk like, hey, Luxray can now Terra, and Luxray now finds extra damage, and it just never comes through. And that's sad, because I know there's a lot of people that really like Luxray and want it to be a thing. But this better than Wild Charge, though, so maybe you have something to work with. Psychic Noise, Skitter Smack on the Vespiquen. Interesting. Endeavor, Pachirisu. Well, Sejun Park is a cheater, so Pachirisu actually mad overrated. Gastrodon getting some stuff back. Pain Split, Whirlpool. It's just kind of weird, like, yeah, so many Pokemon had Whirlpool and people didn't utilize it, but now, anti-setup meta. Go for it. On the Gastrodon, that can be scary. The problem is, like, Hard Press diminishes, so if they get too low, you actually just don't have any KO potential on them, I think. And I'm like, yo, if you curse 4 times, you start hitting people with Hard Press, that should be enough. I don't think it works, but it's kind of there, I guess. Nothing else interesting. Toxicroak upper hand. Toxicroak is a Pokemon that, like, Slight can do things in doubles. Weavile, interesting on the upper hand as well. Psych-Up Cresselia, Expanding Force. Makes sense. Restricted Pokemon, doesn't matter. Whirlpool. Curse, Hard Press, Conkeldurr, upper hand. That's kind of interesting. Pain Split Zoroark. So in a world where it's like Focus Sash, playing shenanigans, tricking the opponent 1-for-1 plus Pain Split, opponent feels kind of bad. Nah. Bro, it's crazy how they introduced Supercell Slam and then barely any Pokemon get to do anything with it. Like, oh man, Electros, that's what it was missing. And am I crazy, or did they actually scam Electivire out of the Supercell Slam? Which means there's a couple Pokemon missing on this list. Yeah, I think all the important ones might even be missing, because Chinchino got Tidy Up. But there's no Chinchino here, and it doesn't show, like, oh, a new move that it got, Tidy Up. Wait, what's this? Returning Pokemon? Oh, so this is where Electivire and Chinchino are. Wow, this was the reason I made the video, because I wanted to find more things like that. Now comment section is going to be filled with things I missed. But Tidy Up Chinchino, that's actually, like, crazy. So you Dragon Dance, and if you Focus Sash, yeah, you Dragon Dance and you survive it, and then you can Skill Link it, and now you got all that damage. Now there's also other angles here where Loaded Dice Technician is also both, like, Skill Link and Technician or +1 at the same time. So you just, like, run this, and you just try to outspeed everything, and you don't need the Tidy Up, because you are getting the crazy big damage, and then you run all of your, like, multi-hit moves. Yeah, I don't know where Chinchino lands, because you need the Focus Sash to trade with all the Pokemon that are faster than you, and if you do that, I wonder where the damage goes. So, like, Skill Link, Focus Sash, I mean, you're already just the Chinchino, but Iron Bundle doesn't want this. Chien Pao doesn't want this. And maybe Triple Axle? Nah, Triple Axle without Technician. I don't know what you do about the Fluttermane. I feel like Rock Blast or... actually, you want to use Bullet Seed there because Rock Blast can miss. I think that might not be enough damage because it's only 95 attack, even with Fluttermane's very low defenses. Thundurus, Supercell Slam, Landorus with the Scorching Sands. Did it already have that? Feels like it would have gotten that in last generation. Generation 6, Coaching, Double Edge, Endeavor, Sludge Wave, Greninja. Okay. Double Edge, Feather Dance, Talonflame. Wait a second. I thought this was like the completely new move side, green. I thought Talonflame already had Feather Dance. Huh. Temper Flare, Upper Hand Talonflame. Oh, that's sick for doubles. Wow. That's actually really cool. So we got that. Skitter Smack, Alluring Voice, Psychic Noise, Florges, Endeavor, Throat Chop, Go-Go. That's not what it needs. Alluring Voice, Sylveon makes sense. I don't know if it gets play, because like you just go Terra Fairy, Hyper Voice, and you just try to run over everything. Hawlucha with the upper hand, that's good for doubles. It's a double supportive Pokemon. Same thing on like Hitmontop shenanigans. I guess they won another Worlds 2016. Breaking Swipe on Hisuian Goodra. Breaking Swipe returns on regular Goodra. Klefki gets Psych Up back, which is kind of neat. Forest Curse, Psych Up, Pain Split, Psychic Noise, Hard Press, Meteor Beam. But it's a physical Pokemon. I wonder if the Hard Press actually does something here for the Hisuian Avalugg. Especially on, like, Nah, I was thinking, like, oh, it does so much damage. That's mostly because of the Jaw. So, I'm like, Choice Band, Hard Press, Terra Steel. Can a Pokemon just do that and find the easy one-shots? Okay, big one is Toxapex got Pain Split. I already talked about this. If it has a recovery move, I don't see where the Pain Split matters, because you're already trying to like get the damage down with the Toxic that builds up over time, or an Infestation or something. So them taking like 30% on a Pain Split trade, I don't think that speeds it up enough. Wait a second, Curse Mudsdale. Like, I know it has stamina, but nah, I was saying like it needs Pain Split. Like Mudsdale needs that sustain. I saw Curse, like, oh, it's a part of Exodia. Nah, I don't think it does anything with the Curse as much. Pain Split, Scorching Sands back on Palosand. Generation 8, we're almost there. Temper Flare, Cinderace. Fail Sucker Punch, Temper Flare, but I mean if you need the priority, you're probably dead anyways. That's another problem with Temper Flare. Breaking Swipe, Muddy Water, Whirlpool, Inteleon, nah. Curse, Endeavor, Curse, Double Edge. It already has the Iron Defense and the Bulk Up, so Curse is just worse. I don't even see like trying to do Ghost Curse shenanigans on it. Curse, Temper Flare, Endeavor, 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 Endeavor. Psychic Noise, Pain Split. I don't see too much else. Also, here's the interesting thing. Indeedee Female losing the Expanding Force. Good riddance. That was one of the most annoying things, because it sets the Psychic Terrain, so you can't do any priority against it. That means if you bring in Bulky Trick Room, can't do anything against that unless you have the Taunt, and then you're eating insane amounts of Expanding Force damage, and it really centralized and made VGC doubles unfun in Generation 8. Like, not even cool. Hard Press and Supercell Slam on Copperajah. It's not, like, ever going to be viable, but if you really want to use that Pokemon, it's slightly better now. Curse, Glastrier. Alright. And now we get into new Pokemon, but it's worth talking about for Curse. Again, I don't think the new TMs are that crazy, but it's like, oh, thing gets Pain Split, thing gets Curse. That might be worth talking about. Pain Split Overquill. I don't know. Triple Axle Meowscarada. That's kind of neat. Garganasalt doesn't get anything. Good. We don't need that Pokemon being more busted. Mabostiff, Curse, Pain Split. Does it do anything there? I don't know. Pain Split on the Toedscruel. Very interesting. Scovillain, Endeavor, Temper Flare. Bro, remember how Cloth, like, looked to be a thing with its baked-in Shell Smash, and then never saw any use ever at any time, and just completely forgettable, ugly Pokemon? Wow. Yeah, like, that's like the one Gen 9 Pokemon I completely forgot existed. Yo, Endeavor Cyclizar is kind of strong. Like, after it does all of its sub shenanigans, and it comes in and then, like, brings you down to, like, 20%, that's actually pretty good. Meteor Beam Glamora. Not sure. Actually, it's kind of like getting the choice spec. Power Herb. Yeah, so you use Power Herb, and then you get your +1, and then you're doing, like, crazy crazy stab damage, and then you have the choice specs, but you can change your moves. Okay, now, yo, might be the only viable Meteor Beam. Oh yeah, neither I glossed over it, or it's another relevant thing missing from the table. Meteor Beam Minior. Since Minior hasn't been available, this was something that was speculated on, like, if it works, it's kind of good, right? Ooh! Really? Houndstone with the Pain Split. Yeah, you can't give Dondozo anything, and it's already perfection, so what can you give it? Volton Veluza gets nothing. What? What happened in Game Freak testing, for real? Curse Hard Press to Titan. Flamigo getting tools, I guess. Annihilate. Clodsire doesn't get what it needs. Wow, a lot of stuff on the Farigiraf. Interesting. Screamtail doesn't get anything super crazy. Throat Chop, Temper Flare, Supercell Slam. Supercell Slam actually kind of nasty on Great Tusk. Kind of expanding that coverage and giving it high base power moves. Curse, Slitherwing. I thought I already had Curse. Oh, it might have just been another one of those, well, it gets bulk up, so why does Curse even matter? Scorching Sands on Sandy Shocks makes the most sense. Hard Press, Supercell Slam on Iron Hands. It actually just it might be a damage threat now. Breaking Swipe, Curse. You can't do anything to save Iron Thorns. Dragon Cheerback's Caliber. Tinglu, Double Edge, Chi-Yu, Temper Flare. It just that's just purely cosmetic. Means nothing. And stuff. Wait, what's this? Returning Pokemon. Oh, so this is where Electivire and Chinchino are. Wow, the dex was so fat, it didn't even occur to me that they were separating out the returning Pokemon, and these were already just the existing Pokemon with moveset changes. And it didn't even show, like, the pre-evolutionary forms. Why is anyone upset at the National Dex not being in the game? Well, actually, now people are upset that it is in the game because of VGC and everyone's cheating and all that hypocrisy that I've exposed, but there's just too many Pokemon, guys. Oh, pink is deletion. Okay, so we have things like Celebrate, which be a random one-off event that it didn't get back or something that hopefully doesn't matter too much. So we got Poison Jab, and everything's going to get like Terra Blast now because it's new. Chilling Water, Ice Spinner on the Blastoise, Wave Crash, loses all kinds of stuff, but then like just outdated TMs, Tutors, Gen 1 transfer moves, Toxic. I don't know if there's going to be too many meaningful things removed here for some of the Pokemon, but yeah. Tentacruel loses Magic Coat. That was kind of one of the cheeky things that it had. No Scald, so it doesn't even get that back. Infestate. Wow, that's rough. Why did Tentacruel need to be nerfed that hard? Just make it an egg move or make it a part of its base kit. Come on. Hitmonlee, we talked about how it might do a thing. It has the upper hand. It has the ability to maybe do some Unburden shenanigans. Hitmonchan, Punching Glove is not going to be enough to make it relevant. There's Lapras. Lapras loses nothing that matters, it seems. Good. No idea what Meganium's going to do, but it has stuff. Breaking Swipe for Alligator. For Alligator, just kind of losing whatever everyone else lost, so not too terrible. Does it exist in a world where it can like Dragon Dance and then start hurting things? Like, the crazy thing is, when it got access to its hidden ability in Dragon Dance, you're thinking it's going to one-shot everything, and then it never existed. Is Encore Blossom scary with the Quiver Dance, though? That might... No, never mind. I thought I had more speed to make use of the Quiver Dance with. Because that's always been, like, a possibility of this Pokemon. And I think it might have slightly swept... Wait, I made it work with, like, Terra Grass something back in Generation 7. But, like, if you can outspeed a Pokemon that trades setup with you and Encore them, you win the game. Skarmory gets nothing. Kingdra, nothing. Aerial Ace Curse, Pain Split. Oh, man, Porygon 2 needing Curse. That's actually kind of neat. It has Recover, so Pain Split doesn't matter. It doesn't get the Psych Up back. Teleport. It was wrecking with some, like, Teleport cheese at some point for doubles, I think. Yeah, there's him on top with the upper hand. So that could still just be a good support lead Pokemon. Supercell Slam on the Raikou. Whatever. Trailblaze Entei. But doesn't get that fire move. Excuse me? Suicune doesn't lose Scald, but everything else does? And it also gets the Chilling Water? Nah. So Sceptile gets Shed Tail now. I don't know if it means or does anything significant, but it has Shed Tail now. Blaziken with upper hand. That's actually spooky, because if you do like Swords Dance, Focus Sash, and you're at 1 hit points, the main thing to do to it is priority, and then you can trade it that way. But if you get upper hand on that priority and then like one-shot or something, or you just get completely stuffed out, That's really big for Blaziken. Metagross, knockoff. Ooh, hard press. Metagross might actually be significant. Also has heavy slam, loses some stuff, has Trailblaze. What an interesting Pokemon. Regirock, hard press, power gem, Terra Blast, keeps body press. Regice has body press now, and Registeel with the hard press. I don't think it's going to do too much. Latios. Draining Kiss Latios. That's actually terrifying with Calm Mind. Loses Roost. Makes sense. So I guess it needs that sustained back in some kind of way. Then you have like Psychic Noise and just some other stuff. Okay, at first I got upset. I was like, what do you mean Rhyperior loses Fissure? The main thing about Rhyperior is that you have the Oko moves, but I think Rhyperior has actually lost Fissure for a long time because that was just Generation 1 TM shenanigans, but it still keeps the Horn Drill, which is all that matters. If Game Freak just like hated Oko so much that they get rid of Horn Drill off of the Drill Pokemon, then I cannot understand a single thing about the balance. But yeah, Trailblaze, Supercell Slam, and Knockoff on the Electivire. Good luck, have fun. Am I tripping? Did I get Magic Coat confused with Mirror Coat? Because Magic Coat hasn't been a thing for a while, and I think I might have talked about a Pokemon losing Mirror Coat randomly, but they're kind of similar. Superior keeps Mirror Coat. That's all that matters. And who knows what else happens. It's got the contrary, so Trailblaze, Scale Shot, not it. They just gave Emboar everything and hope that it's going to find something. Excadrill, Body Slam, Curse, stuff. Wow, no Safeguard or Swagger for the Whimsicott. Dang. Scrafty finding a lot. Body Slam, Curse, Double Edge, Encore, Endeavor, Swords Dance, Upper Hand. Okay. Cobalion gets a lot of stuff. Terrakion has the Terra Blast. Virizion gets stuff. And man, normal that's it. It's like, yay, legendary Pokemon, we're done here. Nope. Generation 6. That's too much to consider for Prankster Pokemon. Luring Voice, Baton Pass, Meowstic. Interesting. Stored Power. Not really a thing. So yeah, it looks like it has stuff, but it doesn't. Alluring Voice, Primarina. The sound moves become water, but then that means they just get stabbed and they don't get a boost like Pixelate, which is kind of a problem with Primarina. Looks interesting, but mostly just filler. Araquanid, Body Slam, Chilling Water, Endeavor. It's an interesting Pokemon. They didn't gut Comfey. That's all that matters. Yeah, Minior with the Meteor Beam. That's one thing to look out for. Where it's like Meteor Beam completely useless. Been waiting for Minior's return. Maybe the only Pokemon that can use it. And then the rest don't matter. So there we go! Tons of changes. I might have even skipped over some interesting ones. But like, even though we have like all of this, like maybe a dozen Pokemon find an interesting like layer of viability there with like something impressive. But yeah, comment your favorite change down below or what you might be cooking. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.